Ibrahim Traore is currently the youngest serving president in the world. On September 30th, 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traore led a military coup in Burkina Faso, overthrowing the government of Paul-Henri Damiba. On October 21st, 2022, Traore was sworn in as transitional president and head of state of Burkina Faso. He was also appointed Supreme Chief of the Burkinabe Armed Forces. He is the youngest head of state in the world. Ibrahim Traore was born in 1988 in Bonoké, Burkina Faso. He attended primary school in his hometown and secondary school in Bobo Daluso, Burkina Faso's second largest city. In 2006, he joined university, graduating in 2009 with honors. Later in 2009, he enlisted in the Burkinabe army. He quickly impressed his superiors and was sent for anti-aircraft training in Morocco. In 2014, he was promoted to lieutenant. In 2018, Traore served with the United Nations peacekeeping forces in northern Mali. He participated in several counter-insurgency operations against militant Islamist and ethnic insurgents. He was commended for showing bravery in these encounters by his superiors. In 2018, he was stationed in the north of Burkina Faso, where insurgency raged. He was later promoted to captain. The rebel insurgency has had grave consequences for the people of Burkina Faso. By late 2021, a humanitarian crisis was evident in many parts of the country. A quarter of the population faced food insecurity. Various insurgent groups roamed freely in the countryside. Some were allied to the Islamic State, others with Al-Qaeda. In January 2022, a military coup led by Paul-Henri Damiba overthrew the civilian government. Traore was part of the group of army officers that supported the January 2022 Burkina Faso coup d'etat and brought the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration military junta to power. From March 2022, he served as head of an artillery regiment in Kaya. Whether he associated himself with the Cobra Special Forces, a counter-terrorist unit founded in 2019, is disputed. According to several sources, such as BBC and Al Jazeera, he was part of the unit at some point. However, some news outlets stated that he was never associated with the Cobras. Many supporters of the January coup became dissatisfied with the performance of Paul Damiba, the junta's leader, regarding his inability to contain the jihadist insurgency. Traore later claimed that he and other officers had tried to get Damiba to refocus on the rebellion, but eventually opted to overthrow him as his ambitions were diverting away from what they set out to do. The dissatisfaction about the situation was highest among younger officers who fought against the rebels at the front lines. In addition, there were delays in payment for the Cobra troops. When the plotters launched their coup in 13 September, Traore still held rank of captain. The operation was carried out with support of the Cobra unit. In the direct aftermath of the coup d'etat, Traore declared himself as the new head of the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration. On 6 October, he assumed the position of interim president as head of state and supreme head of the armed forces. He promised to hold democratic elections in July 2024. In the immediate aftermath of the coup d'etat, anti-French and Western sentiments were voiced by many coup supporters. Others voiced pro-Russian opinions. ECOWAS, an organization of West African states, condemned the coup but took little action against the new government. Ibrahim's politics remains unclear, except for being pro-military and anti-insurgent. In February 2023, Ibrahim's government expelled the French forces, assisting in fighting the local insurgency from Burkina Faso. He subsequently declared that they wanted to look at other horizons because they wanted win-win partnerships, supporting the diversification of Burkina Faso's international partnerships. Shortly after, Traore's government expressed support for a federation with Mali and both invited Guinea. All three countries are under military leadership, and if it were to become a union, it would be the largest country ruled by military junta. In April, he declared a general mobilization of the population to support the military as rebel forces continued to increase the rate of the attack. In the following month, Traore Ibrahim questioned the planned restoration of democracy for 2024, stating that elections could not be held unless the insurgents were pushed back and the security situation had been improved. So there you have it, the story of the youngest president in the world.